Semifinal number 1 of the day, and maybe the only semifinal. Now I have to explain that, but first let's introduce the teams that we have in the current best of 3 series. We got Team Ash against the Hardos, and already Gia is playing today for Team Ash. He's listed on the lineup, so he's currently one of the players that they have on board for the 8th qualifier. And on the side of the Hardos, we have a Smurf account. So Kirillian is Yazu. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle earlier, so there's a little bit of a problem with the semifinals. And the other semifinal team was supposed to go up against the Chili Donuts. And just before they were supposed to start their game, apparently something happened. For some reason, Lauba needed to go. So he needed to go for a period of time, like an hour or more, I'm not quite sure. And that caused a bit of a problem, because initially there was a question, can the other semi-final start first? They weren't ready, and according to the rules, the first semi that is ready on the day starts, because again, these tournaments are played out on a single day and it has to run rather smoothly, so that it's just, you know, short and sweet for everybody involved and not too many long breaks. So Chili Donuts, they looked for a sub. They found a sub player. Wit said, okay, I can play for you guys. And then they jumped all into the lobby. The maps were done. We were in the lobby. And all of a sudden, Banana H doesn't show up. So apparently Banana H at this point assumed that they didn't play right away. So he left as well. Maybe he got food. I don't know what happened there. But after waiting for him for another 5 to 10 minutes, yeah, they just forfeit. So I'm not quite sure if that game is still going to be played out later. I honestly doubt it at this point. So it seems that we're only having one semifinal today, and that is the semifinal between Team Ash and the Hardos. So that's kind of the story how we got here, and that means that in the grand final, Team would be waiting now for an opponent. Now, as this all plays out, we got our bans on Rega and Jojo. Those are probably the two most important one. Towers of Doom with a quick fall start in Brightwing. And Blaze gets also locked in here for Team Ash. Now, kind of noteworthy is, by the way, considering the situation with the Chili Donuts, that they were still able to make it into the semifinal, which for them was important because they defeated one of their direct competitors earlier. So their whole mission is to establish a good position within the top 4. And that's currently what they're still able to do. There's also, of course, 2 more qualifiers. So if they participate in those and do okay-ish, then they should be totally fine. X-Cup is all about participating in the qualifiers as many as you can, do as well as you can, gather those points, and then try to make it into the top 8 to participate in the playoffs. And if you're more ambitious, try and make it into the top 4, because that will get you a much, much better position for the playoff bracket. And you are actually ending up in a situation where you are able to choose your opponent from the bottom 4. So that's how all of that happens. But yeah, either way, we are in qualifier number 8 for Team who are already in the number 1 position. It's all about cementing that spot, and also obviously to get some practice in for the event in Miami that's soon going to happen. Same time though, the Hardos, they still need a few points. They didn't participate in all of the qualifiers. That's the whole idea behind the system, with the 10 qualifiers, that the teams don't have to participate in every single one of them. But yeah, we get Stitches and we get Leo. So technically you can already go for a Gorge and Gust. There's actually a couple of combos that you have here. I mean, this is interesting, because this could be several different ways that they're playing this on level 10. You can Gorge and Gust Isolation, you can Entomb and Gust Isolation, and you can do the same things if Brightwing would decide to go into the Emerald Wind, which we've seen a few times already. So there are multiple ways currently how they could technically isolate a single target and try and take it down. They still need a bit more damage though, and that's where Nick then needs to make a move. Hanzo and Garrosh. Hanzo for Bishops as usual. We got Mitra and Sylvanas. They really love to play that combo. They play it a lot. Sylvanas and Hanzo are 2 of the heroes that they probably play the most here. So yeah, there's that. But now we have, for our first map in the best of 3 series, we get our last pick, and it's a Junkrat. Get that Riptire in and make some quick damage happen. Towers of Doom, map number 1. Let's go, everybody. Qualifier number 8, first semifinal of the day. Towers of Doom, Team Ash against the Hardos. Bishops is playing Hanzo today. In shocker, I know. Mitra and Sylvanas, Morenas on Blaze. We got Denado on Garrosh, and Gia on Malfurion. Again, addition for today for them. But Benny on Stitches. We got Ahazu on Falstad. Junkrat is played by Nick, playing on the account Hans. and Copenhagen is playing Leoric with Yazu playing Brightwing. I didn't even talk about why he's playing on the Smurf in the first place. So what happened, I mean, I already explained the situation earlier with the other semifinal that was supposed to be played first. And then when both of these teams were ready, they assumed that the other semifinal would be played out first, because we always cover both. So Yazu started an ARAM, and then the Chili Donuts forfeit the match against Team Wah, and all of a sudden they had to play. So that's why with his main account, he just left. It was only an ARAM. He was like, guys, I got a match that I didn't know about, and yeah, that's how that happened. Yeah, and that's how the kill happened. Kill number 1. Seems like Team Ash is starting to get the pressure on. They also want to go for Bad Benny, and they can't get him. If somebody would have been able to just sneak past him and body block, that would of course be nice. Cooldowns on Garage didn't seem to be up in time either. But, yep. Let's go for it. All the way up at the top, we got our Blaze. Now the pumpkin camps are also ready. Only question is, of course, if one of the teams is maybe getting a bit aggressive down at the bottom of the map. Doesn't seem like it right now. Yeah, Denado is currently just playing this one out of the side, making sure that he keeps his eye on Stitches, who went, by the way, again into the patchwork creation here on level 1. The standard talent for Stitches to take. Gone are the days where we had a lot of hungry for more, and you just went for the stacks. That's, by the way, dangerous too. Whenever you have a trap right now, that's an easy hook for Stitches. So when that happens and you have the cooldown ready, especially after level 13, when we got the extended range, then it's gonna be very interesting what Stitches can do. And as explained previously, it's all about the level 10 abilities, because there's plenty of what can be taken now. There's already the hit, and Nick goes down. That's kill number 3 with Brightwing. 3 kills against the red team. Team Ash. They've been stepping it up quite a bit in the last qualifier already, and today we are seeing similar performance early on at least. So yeah, time will tell. Paralyzing Rage on level 4. That's the first one to hit. And of course the first objective is going to be announced soon, but with Sylvanas, they're already doing some work down at the bottom of the map, as they're starting to get some damage in. Yep. Possession on level 4 for her. And he has the flip over. They try to open the wall up. Nicely done. Did not. No way. They really keep him alive. Oh, okay, that was big. I did not expect that. But they open the wall up just in time and allow him to retreat. So good for them. Still 3 kills to 0. Not a single kill for the time being. But again, level 10. That's what we have to wait for. Morenas, he's going to take the top left. Very unlikely. Yeah, I mean, Copenhagen can play with him a bit, but eventually this one is going to be taken by the blue team. Anything else would be quite the surprise. Might have to hold it a bit longer now that Forza has taken his. He has technically the chance to go to the top left instead of joining up down here. Brightwing is already moving in, and there's the play for the backline. Good pressure on Gia. The hook with a helping hand as they're saving Brightwing. Yeah. And Leo is going for the channel up at the top. Should be interrupted here, but the fact alone that he was able to push Blaze back, that was already huge. Oh, good hook against Denado. Even if it doesn't kill them, he's going to be low. It's going to be very, very low. So, once again, go for the mine. Might try to get the hell out of there. Denado, still alive. Hanzo has rotated to the top to help out Blaze, and that secures one. Leo even dies, so Copenhagen is down. But the fight in the bot lane still continues. And if Hardos is not able to get this one soon, they're going to lose both. Yes, especially since level 7 is already available for the blue team, they're going to lock both of them in. Hazu is getting dropped a bit and has to also retreat here. So well played by Team Ash. Didn't look like they would be able to pull it off, but now they got both of the early altars. Well, 2 out of 3, so yeah, obviously it's a 3 altar spawn. But unless an A teams are involved, you normally don't see a team get all of them. So yeah, there's that. 40-0. Never forget, baby. Never forget. Anyways, by now we have on level 7 the Oppressor. Indomitable, obviously, still on level 4. Level 7 talents on both sides. Nothing too crazy is happening in thus far. The one important thing to note is that with 4 kills to 0, Team Ash has taken a big lead in team fights. But thanks to the better clear on waves, we can have a look at the experience distribution. we still have even XP on both sides. So yeah, there's a big gap, but still, the Hardos have done well to keep that gameplay. Now they're going to get their first kill. So yeah, that's kill number 1. Morenas goes down, but they are sacrificing a lot of heroes for this. Sacrificing in the sense that they have all their resources at the top. That allows Team Ash to push down here. So counter-pressuring instead of trying to help Blaze out was definitely the correct choice. And now they're going for Bad Benny. But Stitches is a big boy. Stitches is a big, big boy. And you can't take him down that easily. With a bit of body blocking, on the other hand, you can definitely drop him. So, yeah, there's that. That fucking laugh. Oh, it's beautiful. So, level 10 abilities are up next. And again, that's where we're going to see a lot of the important changes being made. Brightwing, I still think Blink Heal, but we had a couple of games where we had Emerald Wind. So if you want to play full on around the isolation and the hooks, then technically you can go for it. But I doubt it a bit. It would be a little bit overkill, I believe. But again, time will tell. So now we have a double channel, and Benny is already added down at the bottom, but Bishops has done a fairly decent job trying to prevent him from getting this. Now he gets hooked though, and that's the end of him. That's the moment when Benny had enough. And here we go. Blink Heal it is. Gorge as well. Now they come in with a Riptire. And that thing did nothing. So yeah, played it out a little bit too much. Nick without the detonation there. And instead Brightwing goes down. So that Riptire did nothing. And all of a sudden the support is gone. Now there's of course a piece of bit news attached to it too. Because Brightwing can at least teleport in, or should be able to teleport in, once that she's back. There's the interrupt, close call. The arrow, by the way, big arrow, and it hits. Hits Bad Benny. Can't miss that guy. Yeah, he needs to go for a little bit of cardio if he wants to dodge those. Not only because he wants to run away, but also to limit that hitbox a bit. Garrosh is dead, and Copenhagen is also eliminated, so we go kill for kill down here in these fights. And Brightwing is rejoining the fun. 6 kills to 3 now in total, but the Hardos are definitely starting to put their mark on the game. And they're not giving up on any of these altars yet. There's a double, of course, up. So here we go one again. Hazu, they shield him as best they can. He's gonna get this one. Yeah, but they trade. No, they don't. They don't. Bishops wasn't as far in on the channel as I expected. Oh, Hazu wants to go for the 1v1 here. And quickly pushes Bishops back. Now the roots, the gorge, forces out the bunker. And Hazu was in trouble for just another moment. But now they're turning their attention to the Auric again. And I'm not so sure if he can escape. The Riptire comes out, the Naruto is low, and they get the kill on him. So they trade, but Bishops is going for the next kill and drops the birdie. Falstad is down, the arrow also connects, and Bishop starts the channel. And I think this time... No, the grenade is still making... No, the grenade is not making... Oh my god, what? First one missed, the second one connects, and now Leo is back. Jeez, that game never ends, is it? Or at least that fight over the shrine. Benny gets some assist from Brightwing. Nobody's even at the altar now. We're 8.5 minutes in, and we still haven't seen the second objective finished. So yes, Bishops, he has done a great job interrupting, but he couldn't channel it all the way through. There was always an interrupt in the last possible moment. But now we got level 12 versus level 12, and they're still poking it. They're still poking it here, but now Gia, yeah, this time he gets it. They zoned them out nicely. The shots are fired, 32 to 28. Slight lead for the blue team now. But this could be a pretty tight game if they continue that. Yep. Pumpkins are taken on both sides. The Grenadier is already double checking if maybe somebody is going to move in there. That hasn't happened. Of course, let's not forget, with 13, the hook range is automatically going to get extended for Stitches. And that's going to make Bad Benny a lot more dangerous here. So that's going to be the quest completion in just another second. And then the hooks can really fly. And then they can try to go for these gorge isolations if they have Falstad nearby. Earlier level 13 for Team Ash, so obviously the red team is just sitting around for a second or two. But yep, there it is. The hook is ready! Now they can try to make some plays. Alright, let's see if they find an angle here for him. Bad Benny. Yeah, you gotta be careful now if you're on the blue team. That hook can come out from nowhere. But with two heroes focusing on the side lane pushes, we now have Falstad and Leoric doing a great job at the top and nearly getting that one. That bell tower. Brightwing comes in. They can't get Leo in range for an Entomb though. I mean, Entomb would only have resulted in a trade with Bunker, but still, they were hoping to get that out. Oh, there's a nice move by Denado. They want to go for Junkrat, and they already know exactly where he's going to go, and that's a kill. That was really well played by Denado. He anticipated that, of course. The mine included, and it's not the only kill that they get. They also lock down Stitches and drop him as well. So now we have an opportunity for the blue team to take the bell tower. But that was a very, very good flank. They had the numbers advantage down here at the bottom of the map, and they exploited it ruthlessly. Now they have 10 kills to 4. Good lead in experience. They get another channel. Drop them down to 24, and they're hoping to claim the bell tower. So yeah, the shots are fired. And nicely done by Team Ash, as they are making the play for the bot lane control. Yeah, the Hardos gotta be a bit careful here. This could very well become an issue. 16 is closing in. You have lost map control. They need some good hooks. Yeah, they definitely need a few good hooks from Bad Benny. Now, they can take this one, so that will at least put them into the 4v4 position on the bell towers. But down at the bottom of the map, the reclaim attempts have started by Junkrat. And of course, the pumpkins are still there as well. Already a glimpse of what the boss is doing. They, of course, don't want anybody to sneak that one in, especially since they are the ones closer to level 16. What's the damage looking like at this point, honestly? 24,000 for Fall Step, top damage for him. Junkrat on 24 himself. 35 for Hanzo. Okay, they get the pumpkin. That one is going to get taken down, so they're going to claim it. But yeah, would have been, of course, amazing if they could have just hooked the hero there. But Denado, he locks the camp in with his boys. Level 16 is now available. The Hardos are going to get that too. But it's going to take them a few more seconds for it, and they got to defend first. Then again, a hook here would, of course, be pretty great. Straight into the death zone. That's what they're going to win it for. Level 16 is also... Ooh, that was nicely done. Actually, it was not nicely done. That was for just a second, it was like, he actually kind of pulled them in. Nice! And I'm like, wait a second, Junkrat is playing for the red team. So, I'm actually surprised they didn't get pinged on this one. But yeah, that's 21 points against 32. And the channel is happening as well down here. Absolutely uncontested. So that's another 4 shots fired. Up to the top, they're trying the same thing, by the way. So they're trying to get the pumpkins in, and they might just be able to do that. The arrow hits hard, but the gust was used as well, and he still is able to get all of the pumpkins. Yep. All of them taken. So all of these attempts that we're seeing by the Hardos now to bring this back are currently not working for them. They're down to 17 points against 31. So they are starting to lose more and more ground, and another 3 shots just connected, so that's 14 to 31. Of course, Towers of Doom has been insane lately. We've seen so many games where a team was down into the single digits and then was either able to turn the game completely around or at least brought it to an incredible showdown. That could still happen here. For the Hardos, having the level 16 for Stitches available with the Pulverize is also pretty important. But they still need a bit of an edge now. And currently, it's mostly Team Ash that makes the plays. This is a really good spot, by the way, where you can see why the bot lane is so important and the control. Because this is the second pumpkin camp that Team Ash has now escorted through towards the core. And in addition to that, they also got the easy control of the bottom altar because there was no access point for the Hardos, since they couldn't move in here. Now, top lane control for the red team isn't too bad, but it just pales in comparison and in importance. So Yasu, with his Smurf account up top side, is trying to deal with all those minion waves as long as nobody's going for him. But when the fight really breaks out over the next 3 altars, he needs to make some plays there. And, of course, the red team is now very eager to make a move here. Arrow, nice, just as the Gorge comes in. Still the isolation attempt with the Gust, but they just ripped the tire up against the bell tower as they're trying to reclaim this one. The channel has already started, but the interrupt is there. Sylvanas gets the one down at the bottom. She gets it before the bell tower is converted. That's 4 shots fired right here. They're down to 10 now. 4 are fired also for the red team, and the fight over the top left altar is still ongoing. But that's only 3 shots that they're getting, but they even make a move for boss now. So single digits for the Hardos. They're down to 7 points on the core. And they haven't really realized what's going on there. Now they finally sniffed it out, and they're already making a move towards the top, but I think it's too late. Another 4 shots, and that puts the core down to 3 points. The Hardos are in real trouble. The Hardos are in real trouble now. 3 points against 27. Team Ash is making a big move for the grand final here in game number 1. And for the red team, things haven't really gone too well. The damage numbers alone already tell you the tale, more or less. Not even speaking of deaths, of course. Now, the advantage, of course, for the Hardos at this point is that they at least have a 5-to-3 bell tower ratio. So that helps. If they can build up some momentum, maybe hit that level 20, get a few kills, take map control, then yes, with a few more altars, they can bring this back. But at this point, you nearly have to play a flawless game. 1 altar channel is all that Team Ash needs. 1 pumpkin camp. 1 boss. And that can easily happen. You can't lose any fights anymore now if you're the Hardos. You need to play this nearly flawlessly. They get the hook. They get the gorge. Hanzo with an arrow. No, he's dead. Malf is dead. Malf gets ripped apart. Alright, that's a big step into the right direction. That's a good move, because it also gets you closer to level 20, which we have now. So Storm Talons are in. That gives us, obviously, the Master Hooker. I always knew it, Bill Benny. I always had a feeling. And it gives us, even more importantly, Wind Tunnel and, of course, Buried Alive. So, here's the moment. Take maybe both of those altars as you're running the 5v4, and then you got a chance there. They hold the top. Yeah, there's the channel already happening. That's 5 shots. Arrow gets taken by Stitches. Brightwing helps out immediately, and they go for the Wind Tunnel. I think they had a chance for the kill. Oh, and they still do. They still do, and he goes down. Garrosh is dead. Now we're talking mid lane control. They just lost the top altar, so the top bell tower was reclaimed by Team Ash, but now they take the middle. And that is a staggered death. That's the momentum swing that they needed, and it will also give them the control over the altar here. Because obviously they need to save them all. Another 4 shots, 5 shots fired. Bam! Down to 16. 16-3, that's 10 points. Bit more even, so yeah. Maybe they are going to recover. It's 20 versus 20 in Talons at least, but of course Garrosh is still missing. It's not a lot that you can take on the map right now. The only camp that's available is currently taken by Brightwing and Junkrat. At the bottom of the map, they're already having everybody in position to defend. It's also one of the few lanes where we still have the entire gate up, so that helps. Make sure that Benny isn't getting the easy connect. And yeah, Falsight is of course absolutely priceless at this point. He is so crucial. Having a global right now, him and Brightwing, is insanely important. Yeah, and they're getting the freebie. Oh boy, they are getting another bell tower converted, aren't they? And the blue team, they want to stick together as 4 as 5, and they do at the bot lane, and they're trying to control this. They have Sylvanas, so they're going to trade. They're going to try and trade here, but if Falstad flies down and tunnel, he doesn't even have to gust. They already fall back, since they don't know where anybody is. It's 6 bell towers to 2 all of a sudden. 6 bell towers to 2, and again a double altar on the map. Once more, the Hardos have to get both. But if they do, if they honestly do, then they're going to be incredibly close here. Ah! The hook hits, but Sylvanas crashes into the bell tower and is therefore saved. Pumpkins at the top. I don't really think that they're going to care about them. Brightwing is on the right side, is channeling. 5 shots if Brightwing connects, and they will. Pumpkins on the top are going to make it through. It's all about the altar here. Yeah, Arrow gets hit. Arrow connects with Brightwing, but again, doesn't do too much. Already in for help. Shots get connected from the Pumpkins now too, and they go for Malfurion. Is this the kill? Can they get them right here, Sylvanas? bolts out of the fight, but gets still taken apart. Copenhagen dies, but he gets the kill against Malfurion before he bites the dust. 8 points against 3. 8 points against 3, and they kill Blaze, guys. It's a 4 versus 2 now, and look, it's hard. Bishops is dead. That's game. That's game. Boss is up in 13. That has to be game. They get both. They can get the altar and they can go for the boss. That's all that they gotta do here. There's no way that anybody gets back. Nope, that's game. They made the comeback happen. This is fucking insane. What was it, 27-3? And now they were able to get both of the altars channeled once again. 3 points to 3, 11 kills to 11, and the Hardos, unfucking-believable. They take the boss, they take the game, and they win the first map in this best of 3 series at the semi-final. Unbelievable. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Tomb of the Garden Curse, map number 2. So this is a very cool map that Blizzard actually brought in. It has a completely new objective that I was never heard of. So you're on this map and, well, on this map you collect tributes, seeds. You collect seeds, and then when you have 3 of those seeds, then web weavers, garden terrors are coming down. And yeah, so a total new concept, absolutely different. There are dirty, dirty rumors out there that they pretty much just combined Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Those are absolutely unfounded, everybody. No. Blizzard came in with very, very new ideas for this map. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Haters, all of them. Just haters. Fake news. So, map number 2. The Hardos, obviously, I mean, the fact that they won the last one is pretty incredible. It feels like these days, if you are ahead on, on Towers of Doom, you are at a disadvantage. I don't know. I think we had more comebacks on Towers of Doom lately than we saw teams that were ahead win. So, yeah, it's a little bit crazy. It's actually a little bit nuts. But either way, the Hardos, obviously, was an incredible comeback for Team Ash. I feel a little bit sorry for them. They must be quite annoyed after being this far ahead. But, well, again, at the end of the day, it's not over until the fat lady sings. And, yeah, that's what happened. Hogga is the first pick. It's a big map. There's a lot of... I mean, we're going to see globals here. The Haka is banned, but Falstad is still up. Brightwing is up. Hogga, obviously, is great to also lock in a few of the mercenary camps that you get here. The interesting part, really, about this series is that, so every single time we're going into these games, there's obviously a map pool that is used for competitive tournaments. And no, Shidamura is not in it. Blackheart's Bay is also not in it. Haunted Mines is also not in it. All of these maps are what we call in professional circles trash and not balanced. So yeah, these maps have not been part of the competitive map pool for a long time. But anyways, we have 11 maps in. So the teams each ban 2 maps. And normally, you know, you see Garden banned, you see Braxis banned. Those are maps that are in the pool because we need them kind of for like big series, like best of 7s. But most teams don't like to play them. Sometimes you have a team that has a bit of a strategy that they're trying to play out there. But this time, for this series, they only banned normal maps. So Dragonshire was banned, Battlefield was banned, Infernal and Tomb was banned. So 4 maps that we regularly see, and that left us with Braxis available, with Garden of Terror available. And that's the reason why we now already have it in the second map of this best of 3 in the semifinal. So it's actually kind of interesting. But either way, now that the bans and picks continue, we have Sylvanas and Anub'arak. Could help them with some rotations around and maybe pushing the offlane a little bit. The birdie, as mentioned before, has been taken very quickly. It's all about the globus in that situation. And I was just about to say, I wonder where Brightwing is going to land. But yeah, so much for that. They didn't want to go up against a double global here. But let's see what we are gonna get for the blue team. Let me guess. Hanzo? For Bishops? Bishops is actually on Falstad right now, so maybe they're not going for Hanzo after all, but they could of course always swap it around. The bird is just too important here. Lulnara! Alright, and Anduin with a Robin costume. The Robin skin for him is just weird. I mean, he is already a beta. We know that. But then giving him the Robin skin on top of that is just mean. I mean, it's just mean. That's just rubbing it in at that point. So, yeah, I don't know. The Nick Carter of the Nexus. Pretty boy over there. And, well, on the other side, what's Nick gonna play today? The Vikings! Alright, boys. Tyrande and the Vikings. Whoop, whoop. That's a good one. I like it. Khaldor approves. Khaldor approves. Nicely done. And there's Garrosh. Alright, so they got Falstad against them as a global, but we get the Vikings, we get Tyrande. I'm hyped. Big map. Let's see what they can do here. Finally, we get the Vikings again. God, I'm happy. Game number 2, everybody. The lead for the Hardos. Let's find out if they can make it to 2-0 or if we're going the full distance on the semifinal at the 8th qualifier of the X Cup Inter. Here we go, everybody. The second map, and the Vikings are in play. Where will they end up this time? On the left side, we got Morenas on Blaze, Bishops on Falstad, Maitri on Lulnara, we got Gia on Anduin, and Denado is playing Garrosh. On the right side of the map, the Hardos, with Hogga, played by Copenhagen, Hazorps on the Vikings, Bad Benny on Anubarak, Nick on Sylvanas, and Yasu with his Smurf account is playing Tyrande. Here we go. One of the things that was always the funniest was that most of the Vikings players have an RTS background. That was especially true at the beginning of Heroes of the Storm. Hazorps, obviously, as a former Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2 professional. When we had the Lucifer and Vortex, the Spanish brothers, still in the game. The same was true. Obviously, both of them played Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2. So, Vikings players in general, at least the best among them, had an RTS background where multitasking and macroing is obviously pretty big. Level 1 gives us this time Olaf the Stout. And yeah, it's a huge map, so the Vikings should have an impact here. Sylvanas was also taken by the Hardos. That also makes sure that Team Ash can't push aggressively against them to exploit the Viking early game problems. As, by the way, still a bit of a misconception, even after years and years of all of this, that if you don't pull ahead with the Vikings very early on in the game, that's a problem. That's absolutely not true. Vikings are getting stronger and stronger as the map gets bigger, because they have more control over the map. So that's something to always keep a bit in mind. You want to control the lanes with the Vikings and then have a strong foreman that can do work on the map, and that's exactly what they're doing. So it always forces you into this position where on the one hand you want to react to the 4 or 3 men that your opponent is using, but at the same time you can't leave your lanes too long or you're going to lose some experience. With that in mind, the experience globe changes that Blizzard brought in that were absolutely hot garbage and just encouraged worse play and bad rotations also a little bit of an issue for the Vikings, at least to an extent, because now it doesn't really help you too much if you get your opponent off the lane for a couple of seconds. You have to do it for much longer than that. On a big map like this one, then again, you obviously get way more value because it is pretty big distances that you have to bridge. Now, Falstad can do that. That's why we have the global here too. But yeah, let's see how much damage they can actually do here. Already the first tower is down. Nick, of course, has to be very, very careful. He's going to be one of the prime targets for the blue team. And the Vikings are just anchoring the flanks here, making sure that they are providing some vision. It's all about the camps now too, trying to get those as well. And off we go. 4-4 on the levels, hitting the level 5 now. We got no kills just yet, not even Vikings went down to this point. And as the game continues, we're going to see more attempts at lane control. We already got the Hoggers, Joggers, and on level 1 we got the On the Prowl for the Fleabag, whereas the first seed is now popped up. It's time to work on those garden terror thingies. Alright, and Bad Benny at the top is just working on the tower. So, yeah, he will have to eventually go down to the bottom of the map and help them there too, but just look at it. They're already rotating back towards the top. I'm not even sure if they want to go for a move here. As soon as the channels start, they can also use Sylvanas with the ult to interrupt and buy themselves a little bit more time. And, of course, there is a push going on in the bot lane now. Sylvanas is, Lulnara is great for that, but Sylvanas is at the same time arriving topside and is going to attempt to make the same move here, as both of the teams are now eyeing the seed and trying to lock the first one in. But over here, Morenas finds himself already in trouble, and Sylvanas, I would be tempted to stay here just a bit longer and try to take this one down. The early level 7 is of course beneficial for the Hardos. They're slowly pulling a little bit ahead in experience thanks to their Vikings. And right now we got the Festering Wounds and the Moonlit Arrow. And they still hold the position. They still have the level 7 advantage. Gotta be careful with Hogger though. He's in trouble. Copenhagen! Vikings, completely unimpressed by the fight, are just trying to gather. They don't give a shit. But, well, that was nearly a kill. The top fort, by the way, nearly gone down. So, very low. Same as on the other hand true at the bottom right of the map. So, also something to point out here. Falstad is dead, and they're still pushing the middle. The birdie got plucked in the KFC bucket right here. They're going for Nick. Yeah, he gets out. He saw that coming a mile away. And the first seat is taken by the Hardos. So already they are ahead in experience. They are ahead in structures. Not by much, but again, it's there. They have the first kill. And they still control the map with the Vikings. This could be an easy one for them. If they can maintain this play style for long, then yeah, that would be great. And of course with the spin to win, we have the Vikings also later on with the potential to get some solid damage in. Talk about solid damage. That owl hit the bird hard. Yeah, Tyrande is just playing Hogwarts over there and sending Hedwig en route time and time again. Yeah, the owl is to the day looking for Harry Potter, but Denardo, Jesus, Sylvanas is getting damage out right now. Yeah, she is chunking them down. And this is nearly level 10 by now for the red team. So if they lock this seat in, for example, they might even be able to get a very quick Garden Terror on into the game. Honestly, they should be able to get this. If they have level 10 and they're going in for it, then why not, right? So there's level 10. We get the Shockwave. We get the play again. Cocoon, obviously, to push it past. And besides that, it is Shadowstalk. And they will have to give this one up. You can't fight here. There's nothing that they really have to interrupt. Nothing from a safe distance, at least. Look how passive Blaze plays this now. He knows fully well that there's a chance they're gonna move in for him and try to gank up on him. But they take the camp. At the bottom, no freaking way. Lunara goes down against the Vikings. Hazu, he went for the play again, and they took Lunara down. At the same time, they're pushing the middle. They are an entire level ahead already, and they're going for the structures. They don't even have any kind of Garden Terror yet, but they're already making the plays here. Bishops came in too, but Benny's trying to escape now, and he dropped the Cocoon. But Hogger pushed the top. Might be able to get the fort there. And not even the Vikings die. What is happening? There's the level 10. The light bomb might set it up against Tyrande, but Yasu gets away. And they're still all alive. Bad Benny. Ah, he turns into dead Benny. Oh, boy. Alright, fort at the top is down. Second seed has been grabbed by the Hardos, but I'm not sure if they can make a play for the third one with Nubra gone. Yeah, they're not coming in here. There's the interrupt, but they don't have an advantage or anything. Hogger is going for camp after camp. Mercenary experience is obviously pretty important in this one. Not really the experience itself, but it gives you a good indicator of how much pressure through mercenaries was applied by the teams. And as you can see, they are doubling the numbers right now. So, big success for the Hardos with the control over the map that they've executed so far. If they can get a few more structures down before they're hitting the objective, that might end up in a massive snowball. And level 13 is of course going to be the next big step. Yeah, Shockwave, stuns, and Denardo just still doesn't care. He just says, alright, go for it. But there's the light bomb, they go for Bad Benny, he might get out. And they're saving Garrosh, by the way. Benny gets stunned, attacked, and finally killed. Lunara's poison takes him on. Denardo at the side, he's still totally fine. Gust has been used, they isolated Tyrande, and they got the kill. Big shout out on this fight to Team Ash. That was incredibly well played by them. Denardo surviving through all of the stuns and the CC was big. Now, there is the push at the top lane. Balog and Olaf, Eric were down. So one tower down and nearly this one destroyed too. But the next seed appears on the map. Tyrande should be back in time to start an interrupt there. It's 13 versus 13 talents now. But that was well done by the blue team. So now they have a chance to make their way back into the game. They've taken the upper hand on kills. Yeah, another quick owl gets sent out. Tyrannus on her way. The Vikings are also coming back, of course. And there's the opportunity to get... the second opportunity to get the first Garden Terrors in. And the Vikings then can still pressure, especially at the bot lane, where they're now escorting the Siege Giants in. So time is working in favor of the red team. Eventually, that bot lane is going to become a problem and has to be dealt with. The same is also true in the middle here, as Nick is starting the attack, but the fight starts and Copenhagen goes down. Yeah, the Hardos are starting to die a little bit too soon in these fights, and they can still interrupt Gia on the channel, but eventually they will likely lose out on this one. So now it's up to Eric to get at least value at the bottom of the map and maybe take another fort down, and he's already on it. The seed has been taken, but as you can see, Hazu is doing work. Yeah, Slingshot Boy over here is now getting into position to slow them down on the rotation. He knows that rotation is coming. Falstad might even decide to fly in, because if not, then this one is just gone. So, yeah, the birdie still playing the safe, but they have to go to the top to help out here, since the Hardos are again forcing a fight. And things like this allow them to take the fort at the bottom. They force a fight at the top. Falstad can't go down to the bottom of the map to defend, so he's forced topside, and that allows Hazu and the Siege Giants to take another fort down. So now 2 of the outer structures are already destroyed on the side of the blue team, and the one in the middle is very low. And this is all happening without Garden Terrors. Seed is spawning, and this is obviously the first objective, no matter who takes it. And more importantly, if you look at experience, the Hardos are now heavily ahead. If they get level 16 for the fight, that's a great spot for them. And obviously they are going to hit that because, well, we have Vikings soaking at the top, we have Vikings soaking at the bottom. So they have the talent advantage as long as they keep Nick alive here. Light Bomb, Lunara wants the kill, and Nick is alive! And they turn it into Nado and drop him. There's the level 16, but Tyrande died too. Tyrande died too. The Karen of the Storm just went down. With the green hair, there's no question who the Karen is in the Nexus. But there's the play for Blaze, and he bunkers up and gets saved by Anduin. Huh, not bad. Bought himself a bit of time here, I guess. Level 16 talents with the epic enter. Now Anubara can epically enter the fights. And we got the Largen in charge, which is of course an absolute game changer, because now the Vikings can be so dangerous in these fights. Absolutely. There's the Garden Terrors. They're already moving on lane, and now the only question is how much damage can they do with those bad boys. Tyranna's still dead, so Tyranna's coming back in a moment. Has the Empower and the Harsh Moonlight. Whereas at the top lane, the Garden Terror is already doing his thing. But right now the defense is actually has a pretty easy time. They couldn't push too much. Now they're trying in the middle of the map. Sylvanas is already there doing her thing. And the rest of the team has to follow up. Tyranda's coming. Light Bomb! And there it is. Nice. They get the kill. Sylvanas is down. Team Ashe. I gotta say I'm impressed. Game number 1 should have been theirs. Was impressive by the Hardos to bring it back, but also a good performance by the blue team. And now they're not giving up here. They are pressured back time and time again, but they're doing work. And let's be honest, this entire objective push hasn't really done a whole lot. I don't know, like it didn't really work too well for them. They opened the walls up. Granted, that's true. They opened the walls up, but the keeps are pretty much intact. None of the keeps have suffered any serious damage. So that was a nice defense. Team Ashe, 7 kills to 3, 37,000 damage on Lunara, 27,000 on Sylvanas. Yeah, but now that the forts are all gone, the Vikings obviously have a lot more space to work with. The fuck is Bad Benny doing here? What the hell is Anubarak doing here? Did he get lost? Is he pulling a Viking? They're lost too. I mean, someone has to finally get Google Maps or something. But yeah, I mean, what? Mid-keep? Backdoor. The Benny backdoor right there. Now he gets punished for it and dies. Huh? I mean, some of the things that are happening are just wild. Shockwave attempt gets interrupted. These saves by Anduin. Big plays. Time and time again by Gia. I mean, he is saving so many heroes. But here come the Vikings with the stun. Yes, the level 16. It's a big, big game changer for the Vikings. But they still aren't able to take Denado down. 8 kills to 3. They go for more camps. They are still ahead. And time to take the camp. Yes. Better safe than sorry. Puts a shockwave in play. Seems like Balog is gonna die for the cause. Yep, finally taken down. But Fawcett now had to go into the mid lane because that was pressure too. And there's a double camp. Well, not really a double camp. There's a camp at the top. It seems like we're going to get finally some Garden Terrors for them, aren't we? Multi-channel. Azu comes in with the interrupt. Slingshot Boys once again doing some work. They have a 5 versus 5. And they can interrupt again. And there it is. And Mitra is actually dropping really low in hit points. And Fawcett isn't even here. Fawcett has completely been moved down to the bot lane. So they drove a wedge between them. Which allows them to make another play for it, I assume. And they are going to do exactly that. Tyrande is on her way. And Nubarak is here too. No boots this time on 13 for Anduin, just saying. Instead, we're getting the speed of the Pyres. And they grab it. So the blue team had to let this one go. Is at the same time still trying to make a play down at the bottom. Oh, if that owl... Alright, no owl from Tyrande. Can you imagine if he gets interrupted and the owl hits? That would be a disaster if he dies there. Anyways, it's 20. They have level 20 now. In just another second, they got level 20 and they're pushing out to the top already. That gives us the Bolt of the Storm and the Eyes of the Huntress right there. So, yep. More heals, more vision, and the Fury of the Storm is obviously making pushing the lanes out even easier for them now. Balog is already doing that at the bottom of the map. Right now he's actually a little bit lazy. Had a hard day. It's not easy to be a Viking, you know, plunder, rape and everything. It's just like too much going on. The killing, it's, yeah, at the end of the day you need a bit of a breather and a break every now and then. So the Vikings are just sitting at the side there. But now we have level 20 on both sides, and it's time to fight back. Fortified bunker, wind tunnel. On top of that, we get the inner fire and Titanic Might. Garrosh again, cementing his position as the alpha of the team. Vikings at the top, also pushing them out. I love the hits with the owl, and then you just like have mini Garrosh walking around. Oh, yeah, didn't we talk? Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a dead Tyrande, isn't it? Yeah, good move by Bishops. Now he just has to survive, and I don't think he can. Ah, he can maybe, thanks to the bunker. The plays, honestly, is insane. The bunkers, the pulls from Anduin, but now we have just kills everywhere. Blaze finally dies, so does Hogger. The Vikings are contributing in the battle too. Look at Azobs here, coming in again with another attempt to go for Garrosh, and this time he might just get him, especially since Nubarak is helping out too, but the heal is there. Yep. The seed is also up, and that would spawn web weavers. Thingies. Gun terrors. Totally different thing. Totally different thing for Team Ash if they can get it. So yeah. 11 kills to 4. And Catapults now up at the top. The Vikings can get there. Currently there's nobody defending. We're still missing Hogger, we're missing Tyrande, Blaze is gone as well. And Denado is still low. But I don't think if they can prevent this from happening. This is a problem though. We are 17.5 minutes in and the keep is taking damage now. It's not likely to fall, but still. They are trying to make the play for the bird. And again, Gia with the save. The Vikings trying to take the birdie down. Drop Fawcett, but they can't. Gia with a light bomb. Jesus, the plays here over and over again. Saves are being made. Fawcett nearly died. Gia is playing out of his mind in some of these games today. Damn, son. And they have to give it up. They actually have to give it up. The Hardos again. It's the second seed right there. Gia needs a bonus. Honestly, he definitely does. 11-4. Top side. The pressure. Both keeps, the one at the top and the mid lane, have taken damage. The only one that so far hasn't been hit at all is the bot lane keep. And they're trying to change that, as you can see on the minimap. But as the game continues, these catapults are going to become stronger and stronger, and this is a problem for Team Ash. So now, top side, the Vikings have sniffed this out. They know what's going on there. But they're stealing another camp, and already we have Hazu at the bot lane trying to take this one apart. One tower is down. That's the double catapult plus siege giants. Guys, this is a disaster right now. They need to go back. Yeah, they have to send some of them back. Oh, and that interrupt was beautiful. Falster should be able to get away. But at least the wall is falling. And now they have the siege giants moving in. Still Hazu's in position, and the catapults, they're fighting. Guys, they're losing this keep. They're gonna lose this keep. If this goes on for a little bit longer, they're gonna lose the keep. Now, to be fair, topside fort on the Hardos side is also gonna fall because of the camp. Currently, we have only Balo coming in. Another move for Tyrande. She is the weak link. She is the weak link. She doesn't have any escapes, but they're going for the kill, and this time Anduin is dead, and that might just be the beginning of the end. He saved them so many times in these fights, but this time he dies first. Top fort is gone. Blaze dies in the battle. Denado is low, and he finally gets murdered. And the bottom keep is also in trouble. They're falling apart here. We got another Garden Terror set up for the Hardos. They take the keep down. The one at the bot lane is in danger, and the core gets attacked. The Hardos, they want to go to the grand final, and there's nobody here to stop them anymore. Falset doesn't have the gust, doesn't have the wind tunnel. The core is already falling. They're trying for the birdie too. Bishops is on the run. The core can't move though, so it's getting pummeled into the ground, easily destroyed. And the Hardos with the Vikings win map number 2, take Team Ash down with a 2-0, and move on to the grand final. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.